Austria needed a win against Ukraine to secure a place in the last 16. Ukraine merely needed a draw, but Austria dominated the match, especially early on, and were rewarded with a goal in the 21st minute. Christoph Baumgartner scored it. Ukraine never really posed a threat and have to rely on results elsewhere if they wish to advance as one of the best third-place teams. Extremely disappointing, since I had Ukraine as a potential dark horse for the tournament. North Macedonia were already eliminated in their match against the Netherlands and were just playing for their pride. And they started off quite well, but just didn't have the margins on their side, scoring 2 very narrow offside goals and firing a strike that hit the inside of the post without going in. Instead, it was the Dutch that obtained the lead quite controversially, since Goran Pandev should have arguably had a free kick in the build-up. Holland could have scored more, but a heroic goal line clearance made sure their scoreline remained at 3-0. All things considered, quite an inflated result, even though the Netherlands definitely deserved to win. Denmark came into their match against Russia with 0 points, but that point tally is a bit misleading, given the extraordinary circumstances in their loss to Finland, and they played very well against Belgium and were unfortunate to go home empty-handed. Meanwhile, Russia actually beat Finland despite losing 3-0 to Belgium. Russia needed a point. Denmark needed a win. Finland played against Belgium simultaneously. Denmark were subpar during the first half, but Mikkel Damsgaard still gave them the lead in the 38th minute with a great goal. In the second half, Denmark played even better, making it 2-0 in the 59th minute through a ridiculous defensive error. 11 minutes later, the Danish dream was in danger as Russia were given a cheap penalty that Artem Zhuba converted, but not for long, as Andreas Christensen's thunderous strike made it 3-1. At this point, Denmark dominated and easily made it 4-1 in the 82nd minute. A decisive victory, even though a Russian player should have gotten a second yellow in the 65th minute. On Saturday, Denmark will play their first knockout phase match against Wales in Amsterdam. Finland needed at least a point against Belgium to assure advancement, but against one of the best teams in the world, that's asking for a lot. Regardless, Finland were solid during the first half, but it was never gonna last forever. Lukaku thought he made it 1-0 in the 67th minute, but it was ruled off for offside. Instead, Lukas Radecki had the misfortune of conceding a bizarre own goal, following a solid header from a corner kick. And in the 81st minute, Lukaku finally got his goal. Finland are most likely eliminated, even though a miracle is hypothetically possible,